What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here. In this video today, we are doing the first Q&A of 2016. So sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, because this is going to be laid back, right? If you're looking for an informative video, look at my other videos. This is going to be a mixture, right? I'm going to answer some information questions to help you guys out with regards to your training, but also some general questions. I asked you guys to give me questions on Instagram. You damn near gave me over 300. I'm going to see how many I can do. I'm going to try and keep this video short at around 10 minutes long. If you like this style, make sure to like the video and leave a comment below. Question the first. When are you going to get Snapchat? It's asked by a dude. Short answer, you can follow me right now. I have an account, I got it set up. I'm considering, let me know if I should upgrade my phone. I have a OnePlus One. That's something else. I heard there's some compatibility issues. But you can follow me on Snapchat at Omar Isaf. Do that now. I'm going to try and make it something cool. I know people post fascinating things like photos of themselves, photos of what they're eating, photos of themselves. What I'm going to try and do is post additional content there. So helpful, informative tips that might not make the cut for a full-length video, right? So stringing together a bunch of 10-second clips. Also, I'm going to be showing some of my weightlifting there, I've decided. Because, you know, there is a certain demand. A percentage of you guys definitely want to see weightlifting, and other people don't. So I'm trying to find the medium that I can show you guys some of this lifting, because that is what I'm doing. That is what I'm going to be pursuing. So those that want to follow that, as well as some additional informative content, make sure you follow me on Snapchat at Omar Isaf. What is the key to getting an ass chest? Honestly, the short answer is that if you want to build your chest, you got to train it a whole lot. I was a pro when I first started training. Yeah, I did do some squats and some deadlifts 1 time a week, but I benched 3 times a week. My routine was upper body focused, but it was also primarily chest dominant, because I thought, yo, bench builds everything, right? It builds your back. I mean, who cares about your back? It builds everything. So I did the flat bench, I did the low incline dumbbell press, I did the decline bench press, I did dips, I also did chest flies, and then I did, I think, another movement, and I did that 3 times a week, because I thought those were all compound movements for training all different areas of your body. What ended up happening, that specificity, that increased volume for that one area, gave that area a differential advantage, and it caused it to grow. I think it goes back to the point, however, that, like I said, if you want to focus on one area, so you guys know I'm doing a lot of pull-ups out with my back, you need volume, right? You need that amount of volume. Volume is a key driver for hypertrophy, because when I started out, I inadvertently focused on too much chest work. My chest grew first. And that is honestly the answer. For some people, when they do the bench press, hey, they build triceps, they build deltoids, and that's awesome, dude. That's not me. I do find personally that when it comes to the bench press, it is a great pec builder, but it is not necessarily a great pec builder for everyone. You need to find what works for you and then kill it when it comes to volume and balance that in your program. Understand that if you're really trying to grow one area, other areas are going to suffer, and that's when specialization routines come into play. If Trump wins in America, where in Canada should I move to? Alright, good question. I would say personally, I was born in Toronto, raised in Toronto. It is my favorite city in the world. I love Toronto. I can't recommend it highly enough. Great food, great people, just a great time overall. What are your favorite accessories for the bench press that have helped you out the most? Well, number one, I definitely have to say the floor press. I don't see enough people doing this. This has always been a staple in my training routine. I like it because it simulates a pause at the bottom, as well because your legs are extended fully out. You have no leg drive, so it's all upper body. What I like to do personally, I like to elevate it a little bit with a bench, so I get an increased range of motion. It basically allows you to train that start-stop movement where you bring it down, you have to control it, and then blast up. By doing the floor press, I found that when I tried to do the pause bench press, my raw touch and go actually transferred pretty damn well, and I was able to get some of that speed from that middle position where a lot of people struggle, and that's kind of what the floor press also trains. It's just, you know, off that chest where people tend to miss it, and then they miss also the lockout. That's what helped me out a lot, as well as doing the overhead press, I could say for myself. Again, it depends upon the individual, right? I developed the ass chest early on. Who knows? Just genetics. Maybe it's Maybelline. And then what happened is that my deltoids were lagging, so I had to bring them up. The overhead press, I feel, is the best compound anterior delt builder, so that really helped. I found for myself, some people don't, that when their overhead press increases, that their bench does not. For me, as my overhead press goes up, so does my bench press. Can you deadlift silent mic? This question assumes I haven't already tried. To answer your question, yes, even in his current state as he bulks towards 230 pounds, I definitely can. A better question will be, can I deadlift Fat Dan? And the answer to that is, I don't know. That's going to be a good challenge.
the fuck's Fat Dan?
I programmed for him, I took him under my fucking wing, and then now he can't even spot me?
I'm gonna look for him. What the? Oh my god.
Do I have to
Wait
leave?
till your mom sees tape of this.
So you were a trainer before you did YouTube. Did you have any other jobs before? Yeah, I actually was a bartender. Nope, I'm gonna throw up a photo here. A shitty bartender. I seriously almost did burn the place down to the ground trying to do a trick. That's just what happens. I enjoyed it. The money was good. But you know, late nights, late hours, combined with trying to get your training on, doesn't really gel together. What is your best advice for hard gainers? I find I simply can't gain weight. The short answer, honestly, dude, is you gotta eat more. Let me give you a quick story. When I first started lifting, I assumed I was eating enough, right? Before I was lifting, I was eating maybe like 1,800 calories. I was 135, 140 pounds. Bam, let's put up a photo. And then I thought, okay, how much I need to eat to build some muscle? Oh, let's start with 2,200 calories. And that big jump, the additional 400 or 500 calories, felt like a whole lot. Man, I couldn't eat more. I must be a hard gainer, not gaining weight. Well, then I read some articles, calculated my BMR, what I should be eating to be in a caloric surplus. I increased that then by an additional 500 calories, and I slowly started gaining weight. Eventually, I went off the rails, and I went towards 5,000 calories because I thought gaining 10 pounds a month was a good idea. Blew up to 230 pounds, but the best advice for a hard gainer is you simply need to eat more food. And when you begin this, I will attest that it feels probably uncomfortable. You feel like you're going to throw up a whole bunch, right? You're eating all this food, like twice the amount of food compared to what you're used to. But that is what is necessary in order to gain size, right? You got to attack the gym very intensely, and you also got to make sure you eat enough. Yo, man, what are the next big collabs you got for your YouTube channel? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, friend, because I got Josh Hancock and Brett Gibbs coming down together to do a seminar in Toronto on powerlifting. But I'm going to let out a secret. They are going to be doing a competition against one another, a lifting competition. You're taking two IPF world champions, different weight classes, and they're going to be going head to head. There's going to be a lot of cool content. In addition to that, I smell a collab coming up in the future, maybe somewhere down south, maybe California. There might be some beards, there might be some jack metrosexuals, there might be someone that calls himself Luigi. Who knows? What do you guys want to see? Who do you want to see me collab with? Comment in the comment section below. I got things a-cooking, okay, some cool stuff, some weightlifting content you guys are going to be surprised that I'm going to be bringing. Everything's in the works. Cool stuff is coming up. Yo, Mar, what are your tips for getting a stronger overhead press? I want to be able to pick people up and carry them away. It's a noble goal. What I would say, for me personally, for the overhead press is volume and variation. I need to get that frequency in order for my lift to go up. The overhead press, I find 1 time per week does not cut it, and I find just sticking to the overhead press is not sufficient. Doing a lot of different variations, so just pausing at the bottom, doing a wider grip variation, doing the behind the neck press, using the football bar in order to train it from a different angle, as well as doing the push press, doing a ton of variation in a higher volume has really helped me out. The same idea tends to work for all my pressing movements. The bench press, that's what I find helps me out as well. Whereas for the deadlift, if I just deadlift and do a straight regular deadlift, I'll really progress on that. But for the overhead press and for the bench press, I find volume and variations are key to make progress. How do you even out uneven muscles? Stop touching yourself at night, but also realize that for most people, you are going to be asymmetrical, and that's fine, right? When I first started lifting, my right bicep was, I think, 1/2 inch smaller than my left bicep, and that's very, very normal. You'll notice that when people like squat or when they deadlift or whatnot, one side or one area will be bigger, right? Like one leg's bigger than the other, one arm's bigger than the other. What you can do is you gotta focus on that weak side on trying to activate those muscles. So normally what happens, see I'm stronger on my left side will do the work and it just feels very comfortable, very confident, whereas that right side always feels like it's struggling. So you wanna emphasize then that side when you're pressing. Think more about that. And as you develop that mind-muscle connection, you'll notice that that area will get stronger. Additionally, you can do supplemental work. You can do unilateral work. So for the bench press, some like one-arm dumbbell press, some extra maybe leg extensions for the quads or some leg curls. When it comes to the hamstrings, that's again aimed at trying to activate that muscle more because you have a better connection on that stronger side, right? You're able to feel that muscle do the work. So you got to do the same thing with that weaker side. You and Jeremy hanging outside the gym. Absolutely. I've been to his last 2 birthdays. Recently, I've been trying to convince him to get Mario Kart at his place so I could finally kick his ass at something. And then he said I said, hey, what about Street Fighter? He's like, nah, man, let's do Mortal Kombat. So we are going to see Sub-Zero, bro. Sub-Zero stick all. Let's see what happens. Yo, Omar, I just want to say thanks, man. I just started powerlifting focus training in June of last year. In December, I was barely pulling 350 pounds on my deadlift for a single, and I was squatting in the low 300s. I did that free program you released for a couple cycles and used your video for form tips and training tips. And today I hit deadlifts 3x5 at 400 pounds and squatted 400 for a double, so 100 pound gain. Thanks, man. Really appreciate what you've done for me and my training. Dude, that is honestly the goal. Thank you so much for the support. I'm going to throw up your Instagram comment right here. Guess what, sucker? You get a free shirt from my apparel line, Rascal Apparel. Just shoot a comment in the comment section down below proving that this is indeed you, and you got that shirt because I appreciate that support. That is the goal of this channel, right? Producing informative content that helps people along the way, and let's face it, have a little fun at the same time. What are the chances you are my dad? About 1 in 1,000. So it's not that good. I mean, let me look at your deadlift. Okay, you're pretty strong. You are wearing one of my shirts. I mean, if it turns out to be true, son, I'm sorry I've not been there for all these years, but I promise to make it up to you. We could train calves together. Yo, man, I love you and Alan Thrall. Are you guys ever going to do a collab together? All I gotta say about that is weight and ass chest shortcuts. Just wait for it. That's it. That's it, guys. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video. Final announcement that I gotta make. You guys know I partnered up with the NASM. That's the National Academy of Sports Medicine. Their personal training certification. They're better than the certifications I had to take when I was a trainer. If you're looking to increase your knowledge, become a better trainer, or just know more about what you need to when it comes to lifting more weight and building muscle, they have a free online 2-week trial, myusatrainer.com/Omar. I recommend you guys check it out because I do believe that if you want to become more knowledgeable, you should invest in yourself, and it's free. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be seeing all of you in that next video. Peace!